Hello my gorgeous people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline, and if it's your first time stopping by, you are definitely welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to leave some comments below. Be sure to turn on notification so that you don't miss out on my next video. In today's video, I am going to talk about my nightmare, working with Arab people or Kurdish people. I think the Kurdish, they're the ones who are like from Iran, Iraq, something like that. So I'll just try to tell you the nightmare that I have just faced, because one thing that we have to understand, it's not easy for them to work with us, more especially us black people. It's like they have got, I don't know, I'm not going to say that maybe they do things like discrimination, I don't know, because some of them, they seem to be like very nice people, but some of them, they're not nice people according to because right now I'm talking about the experience that I went through. I'm narrating something that I went through, because like for me, I remember because normally when you go for work, you do some interview, the interview, it's like it went very well. And then from there, it's like when you are done with the interview, they will tell you the time that we're going to start with the training, so it's like for the training, excuse me, I'm making a video at the same time I'm cooking. I'm sorry if you will hear a noise of evaporation. It will be just like water, so bear with me, I'm just cooking, so it's not a big deal. So back to the point, just like the way I was saying, so this is my experience. I'm narrating things that happened to me. So for some of you, I know you can judge the way you want, because here on YouTube you have the right to judge the way you want, because it's your opinion. Everybody has got their opinion. As you know, as human being, we have got different opinion. Your opinion can be right, my opinion can be wrong. So we are all human beings. Nobody is very perfect. So I don't see any reason. I'm not going to bash anybody, even if you comment, as long as you're very respectful, because we have to respect each other, So according to the experience that I went through, when I began working there, it was a nightmare. You know why I call it a nightmare? Because when I went there, I wasn't just expecting like to see people just from one nationality, from the same country, So it was a little bit, I was traumatized. I can say that I was traumatized because I've never seen something like that. Normally, when you go for work, you have to understand that you will find people from different ethnic group, different country. But for me, when I went that side, I was traumatized and I was scared, because already we African people, normally if you don't see your people working there, you'll always be like scared. So even me, that's the same thing. I was having that feeling, but even though, I could not show my feelings, they could not sense the way I was feeling, because sometimes people cannot understand your situation, because if you cannot explain to them, So when I went there, as I've already said, the interview went very well. And then from there, it's like they gave me the date, and then it's like they told me that I was supposed to do like a training like for 1 month. It's when you do a training, normally, they don't pay you like money, they just pay you half of the training, So already I have worked, I'm not going to be very specific with the type of the work that I was working, because I don't want them to understand, to know that I'm talking about, because I want to inform people, that it's very important for me. I like to inform people, to educate people that even when you go for job or when you search for job, you have to be very selective. I prefer people like to work in government sector than working in private sector. I'm not saying that maybe in private sector maybe you cannot find good people, but I know that they will mistreat you, because they're not going to follow the rules. They will do whatever they pleases. So it was in the same situation like me, So I did I started with the training, because they told me that I have to train for 1 month so that I should see if I've got experience, the skill, So I never had any problem with that. Then when the first day that I went there, it was really an embarrassment to me, because normally in general I'm a very quiet person, and I'm very shy, and I'm one person that I'm very specific. I shouldn't say that maybe I'm very specific. I think for me, I'm very selective. there's some job that I can work, there's some work that I can do, and there's some work that I cannot do. Not necessarily meaning that I'm very selective, you know. It's just that some other jobs I don't have the skills, you know. I can't, just like for cleaning, I'm not good at that, you know. I don't have the skill for that, you know. Of course, at home I clean, I clean my apartment, you know, but I don't want like to go and clean, to work as a cleaner, you know. I don't think that that's something that is interesting for me, you know. So that's not my field, you know. So it's like when I started working, you know, you find that the boss, when she drinks tea, she will leave the plate or the what do you call it, the cup of the tea, you know. She'll just place it anyway, you know. Then after that, you know, those people who works for her, you know, because you have to understand that when you work, you know, there's some secretary, vice secretary, so and so, you know. So it's like those people, you know, because when you work with Arab people, you have to understand that everybody is the boss. Their kids can be the boss, they can control you, anybody can control you. Most especially if you're from Africa like this, they don't have any respect for people like that, you know. They can control you the way they want. So it surprised me, you know, to see a boss who drink tea. After drinking tea, she'll leave the cup wherever she wants. Then those people, they'll come and tell me that go and take that cup, go and wash it, clean it. Then, you know, it's like it was burning me in my heart, you know, already that we African, if we go for working, if you went for a specific work, you're not going to become like a cleaner because that's not your field, you know. You go there for the specific job that you're going there for, you know. It's just like for me, you know, I wasn't going there like cleaning, because in my life I've never worked as a cleaner, you know, like to clean, you know, because that's not something that is exciting for me. And I don't think that I would love to become a cleaner, you know, because I don't enjoy such kind of work, you know, because I like to work in the healthy industry, like helping people, you know. That's something that I enjoy, you know, like something like medicine, something like that, you know, because I used to work as an assistant nurse, you know. So that's something that I enjoy because I like helping people, you know, like, you know, I like to socialize with people, not like stay there, you know. Stay there in Swedish, it means like cleaning, you know. I don't like such kind of a field, you know. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not judging people who works with that, you know. So it was just like bothering me that how can, you know, if you're the boss, you drink tea, after drinking, you just leave your plate or your cup, you know, and then you expect somebody to come and wash for you, you know, because that's not the role, you know. Because as a boss, you are the one who's supposed to teach people that once when you are done with eating, you know, you have to wash after you, you know. Just like even at home, you know, I have got a daughter, you know, you teach your kids that when they are done, you know, like cleaning, like eating, you know, they have to clean after themselves, you know. But they, you know, I could see that, you know, when I come sometimes in the morning, they'll tell me that you have to sweep this office, all those things. And then I used to ask myself, is this the job that I have applied here for, you know? It was just bothering me in my heart, you know. So this is a lesson to some of you, what people, just know that when you work with Kurdish and Arabic people, you are not going to work in the field that you have applied for. They are going to instead give you another job instead of the job that you have applied for, you know. Not all Arabic people are not good, you know. Some they're very good, some are very bad, but majority of them, I know that, you know, they don't have like understanding, you know. They don't follow the rules, you know. They just do whatever they pleases, because as you know, when they work as private people, you know, most of the time, you know, they don't follow the rules, you know. It's just that sometimes you find that there's some other people maybe who have been working for them in that manner, and then they don't report them, you know. So I feel like as if they take advantage of other people, because those are the type of people whereby they cannot even follow the hours, you know. Because as human being, you know, when you go for an interview, you know, you have to have some limits, you know, even when you are working, you know. Don't overwork, because you have to understand that Arabic people and Kurdish people, they don't have that understanding whereby they can make you to overwork, but they're going to pay you very little salary, you know. So for my people, I know African people, they can't stand such kind of a thing, you know, because a lot of African people, you know, if they work like 8 hours, you know, because 8 hours just like 100%, you know. So I don't think that there's only maybe those ones who are like not civilized, because you have to understand that those ones who are not civilized, they can work even if they know that they're not supposed to do that type of a job. They'll just work as long as they want money, because you have to know that some other people, they're hungry for money, not following the rules, you know. Because if you are not going to follow the rules, you'll find that some people will take advantage of you. It's the same thing like in my situation, you know. For me, you know, I started dodging, you know, sometimes, you know, when in the morning I'll just call them, then I'll say that, no, I'm sorry, I'm sick. No, it's not that maybe I was sick. It's because I was uncomfortable, you know, that I go there, you know, knowing in my heart that there's a specific job that I can work. And then when I go there, I start cleaning the office, or I start like dusting some tables. That's not my field, and I don't have like interest in that. You know, there's nothing wrong with that job. You know, at home I do that. You know, that's something that I enjoy at my own place. You know, I don't see myself in the future like working as a cleaner, you know, like waking up in the morning, going and cleaning building. That's not something that I like, you know. Of course, maybe like a business person, because in my life I have worked as a business person. That's something that I enjoy, you know, to become my own boss. You know, even if you become your own boss, it's very important that you have to treat your worker in a nice way, you know. But for these like Kurdish people, you know, they don't have that understanding that those people who works with them, you know, they have to treat them in a nice manner. They don't do such kind of a thing, more special to us African, you know. They treat us in a way that is not acceptable, you know. It's just that sometimes, you know, a lot of African, you know, they're very scared, even when they work with these people, like who works in private sector, like those other people who are owning their own companies, you know. You find that it's the same thing like in my situation, you know. I was very uncomfortable, you know. So you find that even when I was done with the interview, you know, I was praying to God that, God, don't allow these people to give me this job, because I knew already that I was not going to work there, you know. So you have to be very careful. For some of you, you know, don't just work for the sake of working. Know your rights. So see you guys in the next video, and I hope you're going to take good care of yourself. So bye bye, my lovely people.